And one of the reasons I can never date a man who's not more ambitious than me is because imagine asking a man what he did all day and he said nothing much, chilling. Meanwhile, I'm fighting a serious cold. My sinuses are messed up. My head has been hurting. And on top of that, severe cramps. All I wanted to do today was lay in the bed. But here I am, fully dressed, full of glam, hair done, makeup done, dress on, 3 meetings, and I made multiple 4 figures today.
So you got up, put makeup on, went to 3 business meetings, and you think you're better than the guy who says, you know what? I'm gonna take a chill pill today. I'm not really gonna do much. He ain't qualified to date you if he's not more productive. So you had 3 business meetings today? He has to have 4 or more. You know, I've never heard a broke ass come on the internet and says, I'm not productive enough, so he shouldn't date me yet. He should wait until I am more productive to date me. Instead, they sit on their lazy ass and wait for a successful, productive man to take care of them. But now when she's quote unquote leveled up, she can't date a man unless he's more productive than her. Not a lazy man, because he could be working, he could be doing it. No, that's not good enough. He has to be more productive than me.
This man said, why every time I meet a woman, she's behind on her bills or she needs help with a bill? If that's something that you're questioning and it's bothering you, upsetting you, that you have to bring it to the internet, you don't need to be meeting women right now. You need to be focusing on yourself and getting your life together so that that doesn't bother.
This is the equivalent of you walking down the street and a homeless person like, hey man, can I borrow? Can I have $1? Can I have $5? And you like, nah, right now I don't got it. And you're like, broke ass nigga. Me? I'm broke? Wait, hold up. I'm broke when you're begging me for money. And I'm like, nah. But you're a bum on the street. But I'm broke, I don't want to give you none. I got to get my life together. Hold up. I got to get my life together to help you get your life together. And because I can't help you get your life together, I'm a bum. But you're the one that needs to get your life together? Do women hear themselves sometimes? Like, do they, like, I'm gonna repeat this for you just in case I lost you. I'm a bum because I don't have the funds to take care of your life and my life. But you don't have the funds to take care of your life at all? That level of genjutsu does not work on me.
When you go to work, you don't tell your boss how to supervise you. When you go to the nail shop, you don't tell the nail tech how to be a nail tech. When you go to a restaurant, you don't tell the owner how to run their business. So why is it that when you're in a relationship, you try to tell a man how to be a man? Why is it that when you're in a relationship, that the minute that a man does something that makes you uncomfortable, you're all of a sudden equating that to him being a bad person? Why is it that the minute that the smallest thing is off, you're ready to blow it off? The nail tech can mess up your nails. You probably gonna go back and see her. That restaurant could have messed up your order a little bit. You probably still gonna go back and eat that food. Your supervisor can piss you off every day. You're still going to show up for work. You're still not going to tell them how to do what they're in position to do. But why is it that your man that is supposed to be your leader, that you trust with your body and your energy, when he tells you things that are constructive criticism, why is it that you cannot listen? Why is it that you're combative? Why is it that you're making an argument? Why is it that you feel, oh, he's trying to change you? Change is good. Get uncomfortable. Y'all look at change like, oh my gosh, he's trying to change me to be this person. A man who cares about you is going to try to switch some stuff up. If he sees something that's off or sees something in you that you lack, he's going to guide you the right way. It's not always control. Sometimes take time out with that same trust you gave your body with to trust his word and follow his leadership. Hey, I'm just a messenger.
So my daughter's father tells me today that for spring break, he's taking our daughter, we have one daughter together, to Disneyland for 5 days. And I guess it was going to be a surprise, or it's going to be a surprise, or was, whatever. So I'm like, awesome, you know, I'm going to go shopping, get her a couple outfits, you know, I'll get her a new bathing suit, da-da-da. I'm thinking about all these things, and then I'm thinking, wait, just her? Because she has 5 other siblings. So I had to ask him, you know, everybody else is invited too, right? And he looked at me like I was crazy and said, no, those aren't my kids. We were together for years. You were their stepfather. You're gonna take your daughter to Disneyland and not take her siblings? Do you know how upset that would make them? Not doing it. She's not going unless her siblings can go. Period.
This is a prime example of a mom that wants to control the dynamics of a situation that she created. Because when you have children from different men, different fathers, they don't have an obligation to the children that are not theirs. You do. And I understand the situation where some kids get to do some things that the other kids aren't going to do. Well, you're the mom, you're the link. So you could make the decision to even it out if you needed to. But honestly, I think that kids are smart and they can understand the dynamic that this one child's real father is going to go do this one thing with them. But that's something that the mom has to work through with her kids and with the actual father of those kids. And do you know how expensive Disney World is? I cannot imagine paying for 5 kids. It is not appropriate to demand this, and definitely not appropriate to say that your daughter can't go with her father to Disney World just because your other kids can't go. That is not fair, and that is not your call to make.
I will never let a man use me. With a capital N. Never let a man use me. Let me tell you something. I am the most unusable person ever. If you ever tell me your problem, I am gonna act as if I just heard the worst news ever. And I'm gonna ask you this simple question. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? And I'm gonna seem so like, oh my God, like distraught, like damsel in distress, like, oh, what are you gonna do about it? It's never gonna be, what are we gonna do about it? It's never gonna be, oh my God, I can help you. Oh my God, what do you need from me? Never. It's always gonna be, what are you gonna do about it?
These bitches are so selfish.
When you make yourself seem useless, you cannot help anybody, the moochers leave. And you're giving that man the ability to be the big dog in the situation, and he can handle himself, because men don't need our help. They don't need our help. This world was meant for men to thrive. If a man needs your help, run. Literally run. If a man needs your help, run. A man does not need a woman's help. This world is a man's world. We just got our rights 50 years ago. How could we ever help a man? We live in a patriarchy. How could we help a man? Men thrive in this world. We have to work twice as hard to just be half as good. And men, this is your world. Why do you need a woman's help? So if a man needs your help, run.
I don't think there's any problems with helping out a man if you can. If you help them, you're not gonna. She doesn't want to help men, but I'm positive that she expects a man to do everything and more for her.
My girlfriend just got a job as a cart girl on a golf course, and she came home the other day, told me she accidentally gave a guy her number. How did that happen? You know, how did that happen? She goes, well, he cornered me, and I felt forced into giving it to him. I go, okay, yeah. Well, tell me, where exactly are the corners on a golf course? Not too many open fields with sharp angles. She goes, well, Dane, you don't know what it's like to be a woman in this country. I said, according to every bully I had, yes, I do.
And I definitely agree with Sewa. These modern women, they sit up here and talking about, I can't date a man unless he's more productive than me. I got up, I went to 3 business meetings today, made 4 figures today, got up in full glam, yada, yada, yada. All that's fantastic. I'll give you your kudos. That's good. You know what I mean? Especially you making that much money in a day. Fantastic. But kind of like she was saying, and to sort of piggyback off that, what happens when he does that times 4? What happens when he dwarfs your income and he's looking at you like, I can't be with a woman, like she said, that, you know, you only made 4 figures a day? Wow, you need to be working a little bit harder. You need to be working a little bit harder. And 4 figures, we don't even know what 4 figures is. $1,000 a day is good, but you say 4 figures instead of just saying I made $1,000 today, or I made $1,200 a day. That might have been, I gotta, you know, I've been waiting on something and it finally came through. You see what I mean? The rest of the month is pretty much dead, or the rest of the week is pretty much dead. But today, whatever I've been working on has come through. Once again, not trying to hate, I'm just saying the way you say it and the way modern women say it, they make it seem like they're doing that type of stuff every day. They make it seem like they're that productive every day, and they're not. But they get on here trying to talk down on men for no reason.
While I was pregnant, I broke up with him. So when I had her, I actually didn't call him to come be a part of the birth. And I think he was a little begrudged, but that's neither here nor there. That was for me. I wanted to have that moment be sacred and special. I wanted to be able to be focused, you know, and just be supported by my mom, my sisters, my aunts, my grandmother. I wasn't myself for a long time.
Here's my issue with this whole thing. A lot of women think that the baby is theirs. Yeah, you carried the baby for 9 months. Yeah, you went through labor and delivery. That's no small thing. But that child is as equally yours as it is the father's. And for you to deny the father the opportunity to see his child being born, that's one of the most selfish things you can do as a woman, as a mother. A lot of women are very selfish and self-centered. They always say, my child, my baby. And y'all think that the father doesn't have any rights to the baby just because you carried the baby for 9 months. You wouldn't have had that baby had it not been for him inserting that sperm into and fertilizing them eggs. Once you have a child, it's no longer about you. It's no longer about how you feel. It's what's the best interest for the child. If that father is not physically, verbally, or none of that, then there's no reason for you to be stripping him of the opportunity to see his child being born. But then turn around and want to put the man on child support.
Any guy who does this is an idiot, right? No guys watching my show are doing this. We know that.
After I said I would require a deposit to take me on a date to cover my date preparation costs, I'm now working with an app developer to make this a reality. This is actually happening. We are building the app. I'm not even exaggerating when I tell you this is the best dating app you have ever seen, because there is a clear difference here where the woman can set the deposit rate and the man can pay for her date preparation costs. So as a woman, you're going to walk into the date already so happy, and that's going to lead to a better date and a better connection, and that gives the man a better chance of succeeding in courting you.
If he has to do all that, I would like to know, what does she have to do? Does she have to be polite? Does she have to be respectful? Does she have to be grateful? I want to know. In fact, let me fix your app, honey hon. Let me fix your app. Guys have to do all these things that you decided, right? In return, you have to do all of these things that they want. Otherwise, they get a refund.
I would pour into a man if he was already pouring into me and he was truly worth it, because it's the only right thing to do.
You know what? The difference is between the man and the woman is the man is paying for the first date. You're already expecting him to pay the bulk of the bills. So he's already willing to fully pour into you with not expecting you to pour into him in the same way. The ways that he's looking for you to pour into him is when he says something, you shut up and listen. And it should be that way if the man is adequate and doing his job.
So you stated that pretty much because he's leading, it's pretty much shut up and listen. That's what you're saying right now.
Women need to be told to shut up, because y'all talk too much anyway. Yeah, you got to tell your girl to shut up. Matter of fact, everybody at home, if you were a chick, just randomly say, shut up. Even if she's not talking, tell her to shut up.
My wife also hadn't had partner, so that helped us connect a lot more.
Let me ask you this. Do you believe her?
If you've seen her, then it's hard to believe.
You saw that clip about a virgin. Now, this TikTok unfolds. This is Jasleen in her own words.
I was popping my and living my best life in these white boy frat houses. I was shopping at Rainbow. I was eating buffalo chicken wraps every day. I was straightening my hair with my French tips. Like, you could not tell me nothing. And I had a roster of guys that I would rotate through.
Guys, just know they lie. They lie. So you have to be able to detect aspects of these women. You have to be able to detect if they've had a hoe phase, whether they tell you they had a hoe phase or not. They're so full of crap. They need you guys so bad it hurts.
So I just found out that I'm not hot. And this was based on a really humbling experience where I'm trying to get 4 men together to help me move a really heavy object from point A to point B. Not a far point A to point B either. And I can't do it. It can't be done. I mean, I've tried for days, texting every man I know.
Guys used to do this stuff for girls who were interested in them, right? It used to be that a girl was interested in a guy and she'd almost use that as like a, hey, can you come and help me? You know, she had ulterior motives. He knew it. They were all in on the game. It was like a mutual thing. You both got something out of it. You got your stuff moved and he got a date and it was like a cute little thing, right? That's not what's going on. You ladies are using these guys, and maybe the first few times they fell for it and they went and they moved a freaking granite table. You know what they got out of it? Zilch.
Yeah,
Are you gonna let me in? Why is my key not working?
because I changed the locks.
Why?
Because Brian told me that you still have a Tinder.
Can you please just let me in the house?
No. Go back to wherever you were staying, which I don't believe at all that was your sister's house.
You're really not gonna let me in?
No. I could have told you earlier, but I didn't want to.
Yeah, why did you let me get all the way to the front door?
Because I wanted to waste your time. Because you wasted a lot of mine, so.
You open up to a woman, at least as a man, there's like a 98% chance that she's probably gonna ghost you or move on to a different man, okay? This tends to perplex a lot of people, and they often ask the question of why, and some people are just so jaded they stop asking why. They just decide that women are just like this and they live with it. But women often see men as ideas, not really who they are as an individual. So essentially, if you open up to a woman, you're becoming a real person. You can no longer fit in the confines of the idea, the box that she has placed you in.
And that is not how logic works. You can't just say that I'm willing to
tell me how
my...
logic works. Give me one rule of law of logic. Give me one law of logic. One.
It's based in fact and truth.
What? What? Can you give me a single law of logic?
Can you?
Yes, I can
Okay,
give you
so
all
this
the
is-
The first is the law of non-contradiction. The second is the law of excluded middle. How many would you like? Would you like to get into informal logic as well?
Yeah, go for it.
Would you like to get into the law of identity? That's the third law. What else would you like?
That's semantics at this point.
No, that's literally the opposite of semantics. Do you know what semantics are? Because that's not semantics.
Okay.
A sweet man who speaks kindly to me, who's very gentle with me, who enjoys making me happy, seeing me smile makes him smile, who's very intentional, who likes date nights, who likes to buy me things just because he thought of me and said, you know what, I think she would like this. I want him. And I don't know why y'all try to put a label on this type of man, a man that actually loves women. I don't know why y'all labeled it as a simp.
I think you're being short-sighted when you say that a man who loves women. It's deeper than that. This is a man who doesn't really love himself. That's what a simp is. And that's why people ridicule these type of men. And that's how we make each other better. We insult each other with love. So yes, if you're doing some kind of behavior, it's the same way as women call a pygmy. I'm pretty sure this woman would not have a problem with women calling other women pygmies, you know. And this is how you guys tell each other, hey, stand up, you know, because yeah, for certain, there's some women who treat men that don't deserve to be treated well. You know why? Because they may be stigmatized, or the dude may have money, or he's very handsome, who knows? But it's never really because of all these things you mentioned. It's never because he's doing date night and he's romantic and all this stuff. Like, so the method has been proven to not work, and that's why men are so upset with other men, because it's like you're doing a method that doesn't work. It's like a dude trying to grow his quads by doing pull-ups. That's essentially what, you know, simps are doing. Like, you're not going to secure the woman by doing whatever she says. Women don't like that. They want a leader, and unfortunately a lot of women can't be led because you have to fit certain criteria. You know, you have to be a lot of things that most men don't fit the checklist. So what women do, they pick guys, they pick simps that they can control, and because they know this guy will pretty much be under their thumb, and he will simp, because at least if I can't secure the guy I want, at least I can have somebody I can control. And that's another point of reference for men to draw insults from, and you put it in a nice package. It's a simp.
You know, he was talking about being a simp, and men get upset. I don't think I would even be upset, but what I would say is, when a man puts himself last, dead last, he puts all else above him to make you happy, and what comes up and happens from modern women is they sit up there in his face and they tell him, oh, I don't like you, or they don't do anything for him. It's a one-sided relationship, and she knows it's one-sided. It'd be one thing if it looked like it was one-sided from the outside and we made our own, you know, opinions and stuff like that, but then inside, oh yeah, I take care of my man, I cook, I clean, da 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 da. You know, I might not show it in public, but I definitely do take care of my man. Anybody come to my house, they'll see my man is well taken care of. A lot of times in this dynamic, that's not the situation. That's not the case. The man does everything that you want him to, and then at the end of it, he gets nothing. He gets no reciprocation, and despite getting no reciprocation, he still continues to do that. That's a good man, but also we would say you need to have a little bit more respect for yourself, because this woman definitely does not.
Although the slogan, "Believe the victim," has become popularized of late, it has no place in a criminal trial. To approach a trial with the assumption that the complainant is telling the truth is equivalent to imposing a presumption of guilt on the person accused of and then placing a burden on him to prove his innocence. That is antithetical to the fundamental principles of justice in our Constitution and the values underlying free and democratic society.
All right, so this is what I'm taking issue with.
All right.
To approach it with the presumption that the victim is telling the truth is wrong, is what this judge is saying.
No, this concept of believability.
She said to approach the criminal trial on that basis of believe the victim.
Yeah, believability. Yep.
Is
believe
wrong.
the victim. Yep.
So if we're not going to approach it with a perception that the victim's telling the truth, then we're telling our jurors to expect them not to be telling the truth.
No, I don't read it that way.
So we're talking about saying just because the victim's saying something, you can't approach it that they're telling the truth.
Well, just because the victim says something doesn't necessarily mean that something happened. You need more. You need proof. You need evidence.
You say you need proof and you need evidence.
Yeah,
but
you do.
You know, Jay, there are so many offence matters where there is nothing else.
Yep.
And so if we're going to say, don't go in expecting the victim to be telling the truth.
Well, you have to evaluate.
That's right.
Yeah.
But to say victim believability has no place in a criminal trial, that is undermining every victim who comes to give evidence.
Well, if they give evidence in a way that results in a guilty beyond reasonable doubt, then it's not issue.
I made the extremely tough decision to leave my husband last year after being with him for 21 years. We were married for 8 years. And my ex-husband is not a bad guy, wonderful father, But there were some things that would send people into orbit when I would tell them things. And I'm not exaggerating. My ex-husband did not tell me that he loved me. That was something that I accepted. We'll call it accepted, but now I see it as settling. I had accepted this about him, but what ended up happening is years and years and years of what I will consider emotional neglect, unintentionally. I began to resent him. And there's a few videos that I want to make of things that I've learned, especially with us coming up on 1 year divorced, and what I learned about divorcing the good guy and what a villain that makes you.
Just imagine the ex-husband's perspective. Like, here he is marrying a woman that he thinks just completely accepts him and loves him, but she's actually just settling, and she says that she is accepting of him. But bottom line is that if you still feel a certain way about it, you're not really truly accepting it. You're just kind of pushing it down to the bottom of your feelings, which she then apparently continued to do through the relationship, which does build resentment. But from the man's perspective, he thinks that he's doing everything that he's supposed to be doing because he's a good man, and she sees him as a good man as well. But then many, many years down the line, after you have sacrificed so much for her and for your family, she blindsides you with a divorce. That man is probably devastated. And don't come into the comments and say, oh, she probably told him 10 million times. She admitted that it was silent. The one thing that she did get accurate in this video was that she was made out to be the villain. And that's what I always say to women that are about to divorce a good man for no good reason, is that you better be ready to be the villain. And if you have kids, you're ripping your family apart. You are impacting them in a very negative way. This should be avoided at all costs.
Maybe the reason why my mom tried so hard in my childhood to destroy the relationship that I had with my dad was because she was jealous. I've been reflecting on what my mom's childhood was like, and she used to tell me that she would sit by the window for hours waiting for my grandpa to show up to pick her up, and he would never show up.
I spent 20 years believing my dad was a monster, and I thought I was protecting myself by staying away from him. Then, one day, at 28 years old, something cracked, and I realized I had been lied to.
As a kid, I'm gonna tell you a story. When I was a kid, my mom told me that my dad wasn't there when I was born. She told me that he was on a golf trip instead. She told me that he chose golf over me. He was not there when I was born. Okay? So in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, well, you know, my mom thinks my dad has his priorities twisted. Maybe he does. I saw my dad every other weekend, you know, custody battle things, whatever. When I got older, my dad ended up getting custody of me. When I was 14, he walked out of his room one night wearing a set of scrubs. And I said, why are you wearing those scrubs? You've never worked in a hospital. And he said, this is what I was wearing the day you were born. In that one moment, a lie that I had believed my entire life unraveled in front of me. My mom had told me that my own father was not present at my birth because he chose a golf tournament instead of being there when I was born. But he walked out of his bedroom wearing the scrubs he was wearing when I was born. My point is, the truth always comes out.
When my mom had put me in the oven when I was little because I wouldn't stop crying, she was legitimately getting ready to cook me. And so my dad, you know, gets me and gets her and gets me and him out of the kitchen, and she follows him with a frozen can of Donald Duck orange juice and starts like beating the tar out of him. So he's trying to save me and put me in his Bronco and get me out of there. Like, she's like beating him up and like chasing him and saying, you know, he couldn't take me, but obviously she wasn't fit to have me at that time. And still obviously I've never stopped crying. I cried all morning this morning. So anyways, in efforts to save me from being cooked, he got whooped, and I got out of the oven, and he went to some classes, and things are fine now. He's a working professional. But had I not had those documents, I would have never known any of that.
Women don't even know how to treat men because they were never taught how. Boys grew up being trained from day one. Be a gentleman, open the door, protect her, provide for her, be understanding, and if she hits you, you don't hit her back. Everywhere we looked, the message was the same. Movies, books, fairy tales. The man rescues the woman. The man saves the day. The man risks his life. The man carries the burden. And women were always the princesses, right? But there's a problem with that. We never saw the reverse. We never saw stories about how women should be treating men. No novels teaching girls how to respect a man. No movies demonstrating feminine loyalty, softness, or devotion. Parents don't even teach it. School doesn't even teach it. And society definitely doesn't teach that. So guess what happens? We have generations of women who expect everything, but were never taught to give anything back. And feminism made it worse. Instead of teaching women how to understand men, how to work in synergy, how to create polarity, it taught them to compete with the men, to fight with them, to become a man, to see softness as weakness and masculinity as toxic. So how can a woman treat a man well if she was never shown what feminine contribution even looks like? And how can she respect him when all she grew up hearing was men are the problem? How can she love him correctly when she was taught that he owes her everything and she owes nothing in return? Men today are paying the price for a script that they didn't write. They were raised to give everything. Women were not raised to reciprocate. And the only way we fix this is by teaching the truth. Polarity is freedom. Synergy is power. Relationships only work when both people know how to love each other and live in their masculine and feminine energies. Until women learn how to treat men with respect, softness, admiration, and understanding, the imbalance is going to continue. Women, we need to do better.
Oh, snap. Excuse me, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Oh, you're very pretty. I can get your Instagram?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Wait, what? Where are you going?
Drink.
Like, where are you going?
Continue my walk?
No, you're not gonna, like, ask why, ask about my boyfriend, like, try to, like, where's the effort, you know?
You said no, so I'm gonna go.
But you don't want to, like, know why? Like, you don't care why?
I don't give a bro. You said no, bro. So, bro, on to the next hoe.
Nah, like, what happened to, like, oh, you got a boyfriend or something?
Bruh,
He don't let you have
Here's
friends?
the problem with you girls, bro. You want me to get on my knees and plead as to why
I
you
mean,
said no?
you don't have to plead, but where's the
Bruh,
effort?
What effort, bro? You said no. You don't deserve my damn effort, bro. If you was interested, you would have said yes, bro. You said no, so now it's time to go. Like, it's no if, ands, or but.
No, like,
y'all
that's
be
not
used, y'all
the
be used to these,
line.
y'all be used to these losers, bro. I'm not gonna spam, ask you why. Like, I don't care, bro. You said no. There's a million girls in this world, bro. You think I'm ready to sit right here and waste my time?
Bruh, you're
asking
not
shit?
wasting your time. It's me.
Bro, I'm not.
It's me.
Who is you?
Bruh.
I'm never gonna shake my cup, bro. I just met you, bro. You look good, just like the other 50 girls that I asked like, for the Instagram, bro. I'm ready to shake my cup for your gram, bro. You said no, okay, cool.
Bruh, no, that's not your line. You gotta hit me with the, like, oh, he don't let you have friends. Like, do that. Do that part.
No.
All right.
And like that guy was saying, he was doing a little skit. He was saying girls are shocked when a guy doesn't beg for them. And that's what they get online talking about. Men don't beg anymore. Men don't yearn. Seems like men don't even care about us. Because men have self-respect. Listen, for a long time, men have been giving y'all the benefit of the doubt. They've been giving you the benefit of the doubt. And you've still been messing around. It'd been one thing if y'all saw all of these men simping for you and you said, let me go ahead and quit playing. Hey, listen, I don't like you like that. You've been simping over me for about a couple of weeks. I don't like you like that. But y'all have men simping over you for 2, 3 months, even years, and won't even say nothing about it. Just continue to let it happen. And now, you know, some of these guys are like, you know, I'll keep on doing it because I really, really, really want her. Regardless of if the woman is ran through, he'll still want the woman because that's what he likes. That's what he really wants, right? But a lot of these men are now saying, well, she don't want me. I'm not going to continue to try to run after her and waste my time. I'm wasting too much money. They step back because of being in the manosphere or listening to Red Pill or whatever you want to call it. All I really want you to do when you listen to the video is step back and say, man, maybe I have a little bit more options than I think I do. That's it. You don't got to sit up there and hate women or be bitter towards women. You just sit back and say, man, there's more to this life than sitting up here chasing these women. I really want one. I really did want a girlfriend, but it ain't happening for me right now. Let me figure out something to do besides give all my money, my time, and my resources to somebody that don't really like me like that. That's it.
I'm married. That's what's relevant to me.
That's what's relevant to you?
Yeah.
When did you get married?
Approximately 3.5 years ago, almost 4 years ago.
What would you rate me on a scale from 1 to 10?
Like hotness?
Everything, overall.
Overall, hold on. He's a 10.
Can I get a kiss on the cheek?
Husband needs admiration from his wife, uniquely from his wife. What he needs to hear is, that is the biggest gazelle that anybody who's ever dragged into this cave. You are so big and strong. That's going to feed our family for 3 weeks. You're amazing. But fundamentally, there is a wiring to this kind of thing. And men who don't feel admired by their wives, they stop adoring their wives. Women provide and men take care of kids. Don't get me wrong. I'm not getting into these like retrograde gender roles. But the whole point is, if you break the adoration cycle, you're gonna struggle.
We have romanticized romance so much, we almost don't like the truth. And the truth is, you will not always be so googly eyed over your partner. The truth is, sometimes you're really going to be disappointed, upset, angry, emotional, bothered. You don't even frustrated. You don't even want to be around that person, right? These moments can happen in your relationship, and it doesn't mean that you're ready to throw in the towel or you're ready to give up or you're ready to say this person is not for me. It just says, hey, this is a trigger and a signal that's telling me something that happened doesn't feel good. What does that mean?
What is the worst thing an ex has done to you?
Nothing, honestly. My ex has actually been really good to me.
What's the worst thing you did to an ex?
I cheated.
I beg your pardon?
Because he accused me of cheating, so I decided I was actually gonna go do it.
Come on now, dog. Who did you cheat with?
A lot of people.
How many people?
Maybe 4 or 5.
Come on, man.
He never found out. I was slick with it. I was slick.
Maybe your father didn't spend enough time with you. Maybe your mother didn't spend enough time. You didn't get the type of attention from your parents.
A wake-up call for me was when my husband one day told me that he wasn't looking forward to coming home to me. It hurt. Now, this isn't why we got married. And this isn't what a happy home was meant to be. I didn't realize that my constant complaints and nagging and whining made my husband feel inadequate. The fact that I fought, and I fought hard using my greatest weapon of mass destruction, my mouth, made him angry. The fact that I didn't look good in anything he did, I didn't compliment, I didn't show appreciation, made him feel that he wasn't good enough for me. My lack of interest in his hobbies, the things he liked to do, made him feel lonely. Now you see, if you do not fulfill your spouse's needs, wants, and fantasies, you run a high risk of chasing them out to go and fulfill it elsewhere. Now, it took Saeed and I about 5 to 6 years of terrible fights. We literally had reached rock bottom where divorce was actually on the table. Before we sat down and started to ask ourselves, what is it we really wanted from this relationship? And that this thing we had is not why we got married. So we sat down and talked. I started with myself. I asked my husband to tell me, what is it about me that he doesn't like, that he wants me to change? And what is it about me that he likes, that he wants me to continue or improve upon? However, I asked him to be merciful, that he shouldn't break me while speaking to me. He shouldn't tell me things that will make me feel very small. Fortunately for me, he responded very positively. And it was really hard. It's very hard hearing the truth about yourself. But I also asked him to remind me tactfully, because a lot of the problems we had were habits that I had developed over so many years and would take time to break. But alhamdulillah for me, my husband asked me to do exactly the same with him. And this was the real turning point in our relationship, in the marriage. And this is what worked for us.
Has everyone seen that article with the Vogue headline that says it's now considered embarrassing to have a boyfriend? And all of these women are posting videos agreeing with it, saying, yeah, it's way more trendy and impressive to be a single woman who is like being independent by herself. Because there are all these women in their 30s, 40s, 20s now who just want to be independent women, boss women, building their careers, not having families. But I think what all of these women fail to consider when they agree with that article is the realities of the future. and quite frankly, the realities of life. But another reason that we date and we get married and we have families is because there is safety and security in having people around you who are obligated to have your back. For example, my mother, she is 61, but she is in the mid to late stages of Alzheimer's. She is young, but if she didn't have a spouse and children who noticed the signs that she couldn't take care of herself anymore, because she at this point is probably mentally 3 years old, she probably would not be alive right now, because there have been many incidences where we kept her alive because we were caring for her and looking after her. Tragedy can happen at any point in your life. You could get into a car accident and be paralyzed. You could be diagnosed with a disease where you can't take care of yourself anymore. There's security in being married and having a family because they are people who are going to look after you. And you might try to rebuttal saying, oh, well, that's what friends are for. Friends will always prioritize themselves at the end of the day. They have to take care of themselves. They might move away to choose another job. They might have families that they have to put first, and they can't be full-time caretakers. For my mom, she has to be watched 24/7. You date to marry, and when you marry someone, especially a Christian marriage, you are entering a covenant where you say, till do us part. I am with you for the long haul. If something happens and I have to take care of you, I will stick around. I'm not gonna leave you. So it's not embarrassing to have a boyfriend. It's actually incredibly wise.
Listen, I don't know if I'm trying to convince myself or trying to convince you, but our husbands are enough. It is that time of year where we're gonna scroll and all we're gonna see is romance, romance, romance. Our husbands aren't romantic. We know this already. I literally just saw the husband like, fellas, it's this easy. It was a Dunkin' Donuts heart, and then it had little donut holes in it. Ah! And I bet you're thinking like, Joss, that's the bare minimum. I personally don't believe that. I would rather have my husband on call for any and everything I need. Hey babe, my mom's roof is messed up. Where's he at right now? Trying to figure it out, trying to fix it. Hey babe, I gotta be out of town this weekend. You got the kids? Yep. Hey babe, going to get my nails done. No problem. I have to remind myself, you cannot compare your husband to these people that you see. It's not that I don't know what I'm getting for Valentine's Day. It's is he gonna get me something this year or is he not? Because most of the time, he will come home with nothing. Any year he does get me something, it's typically the last rose at Walgreens and it's, I mean, she's on her deathbed. Our husbands are enough. Say it with me. Our husbands are enough. But babe, if you do see this video and you are getting me something this year, just drive by Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, get me the heart with the donut holes. Leave the flowers at Walgreens. But either way, I'm not gonna complain. Everything's fine.
One common sign a woman doesn't respect the relationship and most likely is going to cheat is when she does this. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for it, but please hear me out. When a woman doesn't we the relationship, and to you, you're like, what the hell does that mean? You might not even be present for it, but I'll trust and believe her friends are. If she's out at a bar, out with her friends, doing something at the gym, and you're not around, and someone's like, what did you do this weekend? Knowing that you guys both did housework, you guys both were outside hiking together. She says, I went hiking. I did some yard work. I made dinner. She doesn't say, we, meaning my boyfriend and I, went hiking. My boyfriend and I did this. She's leaving you intentionally out of the plans. And that is because she wants people to think that she is single and keeps the door open. That is a major sign that woman doesn't respect the relationship and is still wanting to be single and be seen as an opportunity to be taken out.
Why do men look for housewives when they don't have a house? Why are men concerned with gold diggers when they have no gold to dig?
Oh, it's only, okay.
I'm just curious.
Okay, hold on.
I'm just wondering. Just a question.
First things first. That's too much.
You want a woman to cook in your kitchen? What kitchen? Where? Where is it?
I have all the potential to have a house in the United States. I don't have it yet.
Well, these modern women, because she was, one of the ladies was like, one of the ladies was talking about, here's a sign that a woman doesn't really respect you if she says I did this instead of we. I'm telling you right now, these modern women, they're bold, they're brazen with it. They will say we, they will tell the man I have a boyfriend and still talk to him. The guy be like, because some of these brothers don't care, right? Can't even call you a brother at that point in time. Some of these guys don't care, and they'll keep on going at you and charging you, but they don't care. Oh, I got a boyfriend. Stop. Oh, you having a boyfriend just make me chase even harder. Get away from me. I like that. Still giggling, still smiling. Well, let me get your Instagram then, since I can't get your number. Well, I guess he ain't nobody. He just a fan to me. Well, ladies ain't never, they ain't never safe, so I give my Instagram so you leave me alone. Might be. Then why when he DM'd you, you DM'd him back? Well, you see, it took me a few days. Exactly. You still DM'd him back, and you didn't say leave me alone, and you didn't block him as soon as you got in the car. You didn't do that. Of course not, because you're looking for the attention. She can say we, me, he, you, they. It don't matter. These modern women are always looking to level up. They're always looking to, that's what they call monkey branching. I'm looking out, I'm scouting for opportunities. I might even tell you I have a man, so you try harder to give me the things that I want, knowing that you're a bum, but I know that you're going to give me a little bit for maybe 3 or 4 months, and I'll do the same thing to you that I'm going to do to the next man that comes after you. That's why I'm dressed like this. That's why I act like this, because I already know I'm going to find a sucker. I got a sucker at the house, and as soon as I get you to give me a little bit, if I can keep you on the side, I will. But if you want to go full, whatever it is, you got to top him. But then when you top him, I'm going to be looking for somebody else until I get a millionaire, until I get somebody that's a professional athlete or a celebrity or somebody famous. And even then, I'll still be with the pool boy. I love it.